Never mind.
Correct. He's very honest about his lies, Spooky.
Yes,
Correct,
I
Spooky. Very funny. I deserve to die because of it, Spooky. Don't forget that.
so that's what it is.
What is it?
My medical supplies for my foot.
Well, that's boring.
Look at that. All these bandages I need, tape. Oh, I figured out. Hold on. This is oh, these are gauze. Got me all kinds of good shit.
Don't let Navin see that.
I need it. No, because they want me to clean the fucking foot every 2 days. So I found out what they're trying to get. It's called something graphics or GRAX something, and it has women's placenta. Believe it or not. So that's the new thing for deep wounds. Is they'll grind up women's placentas or animals' placentas, grind it up, and put it on these little strips that you put on a wound to help it heal. $1,000. Go look it up. Google it, bitch.
No, gross.
Well, women's placenta has all kinds of.
Okay, all right. Fucking Rick Rude, the doctor. Okay, Lou. Sorry about this. It's an impromptu. Hey, look, everybody's here already. Trumpy, behave yourself. Let me hand out some riches real quick. First, get this thing going here. Squishy. Hey, everybody. Look at everybody. All right, here we go. We're gonna have a little fun tonight. I didn't plan on going live. But, when someone calls me a dumbass and a fucking idiot, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, okay, I'll be your Huckleberry. Damn right. Mic check. Is mic check too loud? It's always too low. Is it too loud or too low? How is it? 1 for good, 2 for bad, and it's a good doofy. Let me get doofy here. What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's up to speed on this. Hey, swag. Let's get the little moderator there. Trumpy, you still working on that wrench, aren't you? Not gonna happen, buddy. Not gonna happen. Let's see. Almost unmoderated. Oh, fuck, I almost moderated Trumpy. Fuck. Slow down, everybody. Oh, here we go. All right, good. Thanks, Swag. Dog Detective. Oh, my God. This fucking Huck is worse than Virgo. She's a fucking fraud. That's right. I said it. Prove me wrong, bitch. Call me stupid. Donald, Mr. Oldsmobile. I laugh every time I see an Oldsmobile. If I just see one, I laugh. It's fucking hilarious. Oh shit, Tonic, what's up, buddy? And moderator, we're gonna have a little fun. If I get too boring, just tell me to spice it up or whatever. Because the bitch didn't call me out, right? I think we all heard it, right? Did you guys hear what I heard? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? I don't know what the fuck, DJ. How are you not a moderator? Let's see. Getting every moderated, this dumb bitch. Let's see what we got. Rick on the fucking channel.
None of mine.
So wait a minute, your family was the cast of Outsiders?
Yeah, chat. It had Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise.
Oh God. Okay, let's back it up.
Kelly won't take it, then fine. I don't care. Is that doxing myself if I?
Okay, this is earlier. Okay, so earlier, I don't know what the fuck she's on about this goddamn tree. She's got this tree up her fucking ass. Fuck the tree. We're not gonna talk about the motherfucking tree. Hey, Bama Green Eyes. I don't know. I don't know how many people know all about the thing, but basically, some people can help me out in the chat about getting me up to speed. I want to say straight off, I don't wish a natural disaster on anybody. I've gone through it. I've seen hundreds of people go through it. It's miserable. And I even feel bad for those that were foolish and didn't financially protect their assets, getting insurance. I still feel bad for them. I mean, to a lesser degree. But for someone to come out with the fucking audacity and the fucking God, what's the word? She went through a storm. Okay, we're talking about Huck. She goes through a storm, and of course Tonic's involved because he was staying there, and we're gonna get into that a little later. We gotta get into the drama about Was he on a roof at 150 miles? Well, that's all. We're just going to talk about some specific things about what happens to people in a disaster, what they should foresee. Anybody with a fucking brain. But I'm the stupid one, right? I don't know which way the Gulf is, right, Huck? I don't know which way the Gulf is. Okay, we're gonna find out if I know which way the fucking Gulf is. You may not be the one that knows which way the fucking Gulf is, Huck. And so she has this, I guess petulance is the word I'm looking for. She comes at us with this fucking petulance about, with her attitude, not concerned about, at the very beginning, she lost the little trailer that she rented a pad from at a trailer park 1.25 miles from the Gulf. Trust me, it's correct, 1.25 miles. As a crow flies. And, the hurricane hit. Her first concerns were not about the person staying there, not about the other traders that she had invested in and put places, or the people staying there, or even the people, her neighbors in the community, in her little trailer park community, or not even the poor sons of bitches out on Fort Myers Beach that took the brunt of the energy of this thing. No concern. Her concern was, her first statement was, I've lost everything. It's gone. Well, someone said, how far gone? Gone. For me. And now this is the person this wasn't her primary home. Which I would feel, that's what you feel bad for the most people. That's their primary home, even if they didn't have insurance. Like, damn, you dumbass, but it's a primary home. You got to feel, because at the end of the day, they've got nowhere to go. They have nowhere to go. She's not like that, but you trying to put herself in that category. Well, not today, bitch. Not today. You're not in that category. And let me hand out some more wrenches here. Let's see. I think everybody's covered, huh? Let's see. I'm trying to grab somebody. There we go. I'll get a couple more in a little bit. So, anyway. So I go to her chat earlier today, and I kind of questioned her because she's been saying that it's okay. Why would I get flood insurance? FEMA's going to help me out. FEMA's going to be there. Well, I kind of told her she's in for a rude awakening, because that's not exactly how they work. They're going to be there for assistance, and even those that didn't have flood insurance, they're going to be there for some sort of a check. It could be $10,000 and then an SBA loan afterwards. But if it's not your primary residence, you're going to have a tougher time. But apparently I don't know what I'm talking about, So she says, we had dumb, I can't remember all the dumb shit she said. It was amazing. I should have wrote it down. It was just a nonstop dumb, idiotic statement after another, I asked her, some simple questions. That not only didn't know them. Let's pull up one question that comes to mind. Let's pull this up here. Okay. Most people who, I venture to say anybody who's purchased a home in a flood zone, before they did it, or let me get my chat up so I can see the chat. Either before they did it, while they were doing it, or this is something that was presented to them either by. Now, of course, we got to talk about this. We got to define property. I'm going to use the word real property and then property. I'm going to use those apart from each other. Real property is the land. You own the real property, real estate. She doesn't own any real estate in Florida. Not in that area. Not in this. She doesn't own this particular piece that we're going to talk about, where tonic was holed up. The other six trailers that he had spread around there didn't own those proper the real estate. Didn't own the land. So her business model was this: let me go find some cheap ass, fucked up ass 19 shit blue for whatever trailers for like $11,000. Let me go find a beach community, kind of close to the Gulf, you know, and find a trailer park and stuff them on there. Pay about $555 rent for the pad, and then run this little business venture for snowbirds, you know, which can be very lucrative. And she said, these are her words, $2,000 a week. Well, by my math, you know, that's, you know, 2 times 4, $8,000 a month for 4 or 5 months out of the year. Now they may not be fully occupied, but they're 50% occupied. It's still not a bad. It's not really a bad idea. The bad idea is to do this and not insure those properties. Or if you're willing to go that route, then be willing to call it a loss. You know, if you're like, fuck it, we'll call it a loss then, bitch. Don't bitch about it. Don't bitch and expect some people to come to your aid. And now she's backing off. Oh, that was just joking, just upset you guys. I just said FEMA. Bullshit. You meant it. You called. You probably getting the information I told you were gonna get. And now you're backing off saying you're going to some other fucking money pot. I don't know. Who knows what it's going to be? Maybe this is kind of state program. I don't know. This is going to help out someone who, you know, decided to put investment properties, trailers, on rental spaces, and try that out. So let's see. Let's go back. Say I'm Huck. I'm Huck. Now I'm looking at this property. This is the FEMA firm panel, which is, it's all gray. It's all dark gray. Okay, that should be a clue. You know, when it's dark gray, as soon as you grab it, it means it's all in the flood zone. And so you see it all here. It's all gray. We're gonna zoom in on her little area. Oh yeah, here we go. Man, I'm so glad I saw this, because now we get to remember the other shit she said. Dumb shit. Let's find out where her particular fucking trailer is here. Okay, so I think I'm getting close to it. Ultima. Okay, here it is. So here's the lake. I think here's the clubhouse right here. Hers is right. Her place is right about in here. Okay, so all we got to do. She said, "I'm in flood zone A." I said, "No, Huck. You're in zone AE." She's like, "Show us how much you having. I'm in A. You dumb fuck. You dumb son of a bitch." No, Huck. You're in zone AE. Now the difference is, not much difference, but technically, I'm right. She's wrong. Strike one, Huck, you dumb bitch. AE stands for Zone A with an established base flood elevation. I asked her what her base flood elevation was. She didn't have a fucking clue. I asked her something about NFIP. I said, why should you choose to get a property in this type of exposure, elevation 10 feet? That's required. I mean, that's the recommendation from FEMA. Elevate your shit to 12 feet, or I'm sorry, 10 feet in this area where she is. I said, why should other people who pay into NFIP, I do, and others pay into it painfully, and when we're fortunate enough not to have an event, why should we pay for hers when she's in zone AE? She said, quote, "I don't pay taxes in I don't pay those property taxes in Florida." And I'm like, what the fuck? I said, NFIP. I asked her, when I was talking about paying in NFIP, she thinks that's some kind of fucking tax. This stupid bitch doesn't even, how in the fuck? Okay, so there's that. So what does this mean? FEMA has established that this is a serious enough of a zone, of a flood zone, to give it the category of AE, which is established base flood elevation, and they chose 10 feet for her. Now, so she's right here. Now we'll go a little bit to the north. It goes to 9 feet. If her house was just a little bit, not much, just to see the white line. That's the the boundary between AE 10 feet and AE 9 feet. So the people to the, I'm sorry, Laura, people to the up north of her, just a few houses up, few up, would their recommendation is 9 feet. That's just how it is, you know. We're gonna get into that a little bit later, why it's like that. But you can see the Gulf, and then go down here. It's probably pretty high, 13 feet, and special hazard area. I think that's coastal barrier resource zone right there. I don't know. I'm a dumb fuck. What the hell would I know? You know, I'm a dumb. Let me just go look at this diagonal dash. Let's go look at the legend. Coastal barrier resource. Well, but I'm a dumb fuck, right, Huck? What the fuck do I know? No, nothing. So anyway, that's kind of how that works. That would establish not only they would look at her lowest improvement elevation, and they determine how far below or above, below 10 feet, that is lowest slab, things like that, and the insurers would assess her risk and her what she would pay. Then it's not just $5,000 for everybody, $10,000. No, it's not. It's what zone you're in and how far below you are. They'd like you to be at least in her case 10 feet, or like 2 foot freeboard is what they really like. 2 foot freeboard. That means we're going to look and see what her ground elevation is and see what this 10 feet, how much this is, if this is really doable. Let's do this. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just a fucking idiot here. Okay, so this is a little project I set up. You won't find it anywhere but here. It's the only place you'll find this little project. This is what a lot of people at the Corps, at NGS, National Geodetic Survey, and the Corps, Army Corps of Engineers, and FEMA, they have, or third-party contractors. FEMA likes to let other people do the work. But a few things. Storm surge. You know, people wonder why the storm surge when a hurricane hits Miami is not that significant, not that big, or even the tides. The storm surge hitting Miami is not nearly as significant if it were to hit the Gulf Coast, Louisiana. And that's because of the shelf here is extended, it's extended outwards, and it's very shallow. You look at Miami, you see how it comes in. It gets real. I don't know if it shows up on the screen, but it's real steep right here. It's like deep water, deep Atlantic, and then it gets real. Kind of like the edge of a pool versus like a pool with a steep edge, and then therefore the surge doesn't have the fetch. It's called fetch to build up over this time, to build up like that. Here it does, and it's also very shallow. You expect significant storm surge, anything that hit Tampa, Cape Coral, that area, more so than hits Miami. I think Homestead got wiped out in Andrew, but yeah, that was a big motherfucker. But so we're going to look at it and see what was the track. Now I've got the track. Okay, here's the track. This is the track I took. Now, just a little. Remember, it's Cat 3, and then here we are, the 28th. Well, and the 29th, 27th. 3, 4. Okay, remember they kept saying the track was going to go up towards Tampa and all that stuff, and it took that right-hand turn right into and put Fort Myers right into pretty much the epicenter, ground zero. This is the hurricane warning area. This is from Wednesday, by the way. So everybody pretty much knows about all this, and that's the track it took. All right, so everybody pretty much already knows all this. But looking at her area, and there's one thing I didn't get yet. Let's look at Indian Creek. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, if you remember that little, there we go. Oh, I can just hit this and straighten it up. There we go. Okay, so here's that same thing we were just looking at, but here it is now, superimposed on top of hers. So I guess we could turn we can probably turn this off. Yeah, let's get in on her. So you can see the where we were. Nothing she said just a minute ago also was that I was at the highest point, you dumb motherfucker. I was at the highest point in the whole development. Let's just take a look and see. Okay, so here's our little place. Now this is pre-hurricane imagery. Okay, so there's the mobile home. So here's a little place. Just to make sure what we got here. Indian Creek area. We need to turn that back off. Okay, there it is. Zone AE, recommendation 10. All right, elevation 10 feet. Let's see what was her elevation. I should show you what this. Oh, what is that? Show you what we're looking at here. So I went to the Lee County, and got their elevation data. And doesn't look like much, but what it's going to give you, pretty much anywhere you click, it's going to give you elevation, ground elevation. And that's 17 feet. See, this is real high, 27 feet. So that's what we're going to be looking at here. Let's go into Indian Creek area. Let's see what her elevation was. Well, you see, it does that when you zoom in. How does it do that? Huh. Okay, here we go. Well, luckily I can tell because there's a clubhouse. Let's turn on. See if it'll poke through. Let's see if we can poke through here and get the elevation. And we're looking at SIDS now. So let's move this above the SIDS. Right about here. 4.5 feet. 4.7 feet. See, I'm not trying to click on the house. Click on the yard around that. Get the ground elevation. 4.6 feet. 4.5 feet. Okay, so 4.6, 4.7 is a good number. And it's a good number for a little house. So I'm thinking, if I'm buying this place, holy shit, I probably need some flood insurance. Or I need to raise that motherfucker up to 10 feet, which would be 5.5 feet up, right? 5.5 feet. If the ground elevation is at 4.5, right? 4.7, right? So she put it up on stilts, 5.5 feet up. Let's call it 6 feet. Look, it wouldn't look all that great, but that's part of the deal. That gets her to 10 feet, and then she's going to get a really good entrance rate, much better than if it's sitting on the ground like that. But no, not her. She's going to leave it on the ground. Leave it on the ground. That's a good idea. Let's do that. So that's what she did. Looks like she did it 7 times. Real brilliant. Okay, all right. But now let's take a look at. I do have the post-Ian imagery in here too. We can look at that. As a matter of fact, let's look at that now. Let's take a look at it and see. Turn all this crap off. Okay, so this is after the storm. See, this is what happens, And you can see the neighbor moved his little Winnebago out. He said, fuck it, I'm out. He's out, gone. He said, fuck it. And there's her place right there. And there is the tree, that palm tree that kind of covers up that little side porch that she has. There's supposed to be a chair in there somewhere. can't really tell. It kind of falls apart. I don't know. I'm not. That's not the point of this thing to decide if there's a chair sitting up there or not. I'm like everybody else has that that out. But what's why this is important because there's a few ways you try to ascertain what the water depth was, and one is to find watermarks on homes, and then find those homes, and then kind of go through the process I went through. The issue is, let's see, follow this up. The issue is, they're not always that easy. Every storm's a little bit different, depending on location, type of storm, how long was inundated, things like that. Was the water receding? Was the wind still blowing? All this stuff's important. So you don't like to get exterior watermarks. You like to get them on the inside of the structure, and where it's not disturbed by any kind of slosh. So like in a pantry, and then you find a nice where it's inside there, where it's been kind of protected, and you get a nice crisp little line. That's where you want to look. If you don't have that, you rip off the siding, and there's a fiberglass inside the Tyvek or that house wrap. If you have fiberglass insulation, that is also protected from slosh, and you'll be able to see some pretty good watermarks. I want to bring up a video why this is. If I have it here, let's see. I named it to myself, so I should have it.
We saw all of the water.
Okay, this lady. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Could you hear that chick talking with the hat? This is in Seminole County, so it's a different type of flooding they experience. But watch what happens.
Inside the house, really hard to see what these people are dealing with in this part of Seminole County. But what is amazing is to see how the community has been coming together. Neighbors helping neighbors, and you're going to see that right here. Here's all of these houses.
I'm gonna skip forward here. Okay, there's. Now, what do I notice here? Okay, obviously the storm has passed. The trees are calm, and they're out there in the boats. It's standing water. It's not receding. This is not storm surge. This is ground up. This is probably from a river or something like that. And those are going to stick around a lot longer and leave much more distinctive watermarks on structures inside the structure, things like that. That's really good for inland. I mean, that's used for like inland flooding, things like that. But watch what happens though.
Inside his Geneva home, you can see just how flooded it is today. The couches, beds,
Now that's about a foot or two. Fridge. And that's enough to topple a refrigerator. Really, believe it or not, you don't need like 5 feet of water to topple a refrigerator. 2.5, 3 feet is coming over. It's just how it is.
and the house is underwater.
Now look at this. Okay, that's why I say when Tonic showed me his watermark on Huck's house, this is what I'm now this is kind of an extreme case, but this is what happens is from what I understand, the storm came into Fort Myers, and the water was it was definitely storm surge, but this is what the dynamics of what is occurring when that's going on. There's wind, and especially with down there in Fort Myers, a lot of wind, shit blowing around.
Waves.
See, look at that right there. We have a water line here.
Everything in the house is underwater.
We have a potential water line here, but we have debris and stuff all up on going way up here. It's going to get stuck to the windows, stuck to the siding.
Waves.
There's a delta right there.
Crashing into the windows.
But we don't like to use.
Inside someone's living.
I'm looking right here. When this recedes, now see they're walking around and stepping around and slosh around in there, but that's typically what you see. But like I said, you go inside the pantry or in a closet.
Right now, and you could see over 2 feet of water. Just look outside at all
It's amazing those windows are holding that back.
of the floodwaters right behind their house. This is where they should be eating, watching TV, and it is completely flooded. Skyfox drone.
Okay, that was the purpose of that. Kind of show what happens now. And also that water that comes from a upland soils tends to be like more probably it's not like the beach. It's not like sandy soils and things like that. And the beach water being, somewhat, it's going to be, have some salt. It's going to be cleaner, but it's going to mix in with the river that's by it. So it's going to be kind of brackish and it's coming through the marsh, just picking up all kind of stuff. But it's just not as dirty. I don't know how else to say it. It's not as dirty as it may look dirty. But that's why some of these pictures that were posted, they're informative. This guy is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 7 is 7 inches on a step. That's 49. He's 4 feet up, okay, off his ground level. It's good 4 feet. What's the next one we got here? Look at the next picture. I need one of those. Maybe go to the next picture. There we go, next one. Again, see, I'm looking on the right over here on the right. That's just kind of what you see. It's just so hard, and nobody. And I'm not blaming the people in Indian Creek because they want pictures of their stuff. The outside. Holy shit! Look at the inside. Fuck me. They're not looking for pristine watermarks for jackasses like me to try to figure out what the depth was. This picture, because it's what a lot of people do. They'll start at the bottom and they'll peel upwards until they kind of see this not as bad anymore. But that's not I wouldn't consider that a water. I wouldn't assess a watermark based on that. But that's what a lot of people do if you see that. And of course, that's what I would be doing too. Peel it back, and also to dry out. Kind of the same thing. But really nothing you can go by. So anyway, aside from a good, clean inside watermark, there's another way and as using imagery. What tends to happen, especially in a place like Florida, have you noticed anything in this picture where there are pools? You see what color they are, huh? They're not like pool water anymore. And every pool's like that. Everywhere you go, where there's a pool, let's go in this nice little neighborhood. Golf course, community. Look, there's a nice pool. Might be a community pool for this kind of not good. If we can pull. Give me a second here. If I pull this up to the top level and turn it on, hopefully it didn't wash it out too much. Ian, I don't want that. Oh, I don't know why I got this. Let me get rid of this. I'm looking for this one right here. Let's pull this one up. Turn it on. And it's there. Okay, that's the elevation we were looking at earlier. So let's make this a little more transparent. Remember how we were looking at HUCK's elevation? So what I'm doing here, 8.8 feet. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm finding pools and I'm gonna get around their deck and getting their elevation, because I can see this is post-event imagery. This is the imagery that everybody has on the little phones they're pulling up. They can only look it up through that little app. Kind of hard to zoom in and shit. So let's see, 8.7. Okay, so I'm going to tell myself the water got to 8.7 feet there. Let's see. We know about this one here. We can check her pool across from her. That pool's at 7 feet. We know it, so we know it's higher than 7 feet. Let's find another pool. Look at this guy's pool. Look at all the damage. Let's see. His pool, 6 feet, 6.6 feet. He's kind of low. Let's I'm gonna cruise around, keep looking, see if we can't find something. Here's a pool. It's a little further north. It looks black. It's 9.6 feet. So okay, I'm gonna say it got higher than that. But look up here. Look at this. Look at this pool. 10.8 feet. 11 feet. Okay, so I'm saying it's higher than 9.5, and now I'm saying it's lower than 10, 11. That's 10.9. So I think it's we're zeroing. We got to zero in on it. Now, this is only good to do inside a localized area because you have things like barriers. I was concerned about going across this road even because the road could be a barrier, and that would affect the surge coming from, the Gulf. It came in this way at first, and then later it came in this way. So imagine what Tonic went through was a lot of shitload of wind front, because remember, it's spinning counterclockwise. So he got a shitload of wind, probably got this barrier island probably protecting him from a lot of the surge in the beginning, but he got a fuckload of wind. And then as it came through, he got the backside of this stuff, and that's what put the shit through there. That's the backside. So probably midway, and then the backside of the storm was when shit hit the fan for him. But so I'm concerned about, is it going to get over this road? Because you can see, look, remember it said high? This is an overpass. See, it said 31 feet, so that's a big overpass. But could he get through here? 6.5 feet. What about 7.8 feet? 8. Yeah. And I keep going. Yeah. I'm going to say yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say yeah. I can include this observation with this area. I can make that association. That's good. I can do that. I feel good. Not great. I mean, I wish I had something better inside this boundary, and that's why I chose when I did the Indian Creek boundary. It was you can't really see it, but I boxed off this area that I try to focus in on. So I'm outside my area, but I don't have shit. I don't have really shit in here. Not much to choose from. So I cruised around a little bit more, looked at some things. This what was it, Siesta Bay? There's something interesting happening over here. That's the high rise. Interesting what's happening with their area. I can't remember where it was. So yeah, so that's why I'm saying 10.5 feet. So that's what I did. I assumed 10.5 feet, and I built my own little, if I can find it. You guys see it in there? Oh, there it is. This one I called, all right, I call it depth grid. Sounds ominous. Oh God, depth grid. No, this is going with the, I'll click somewhere, anywhere. This is going with the 10.5 feet that I assigned. All right, I'm saying 10.5 feet. And so here, the ground elevation was, I call it T for, so a reason for that, was 0.5 feet. That's the ground elevation. So it got 10 feet of water. So that's kind of where we are. So we're going to cruise around and look in. We'll go to HUCK's place. See what we got. That's right. Email guys, this post. It is right. Is it this one? Oh no, this is a little big guy. Okay, so we're going to front yard. So I said surge 10.5 feet. It's going to be that everywhere. 4.5 feet. Remember that was our 4.5 feet. So I'm going 6 feet of water. 6 feet. That's what I'm saying for right there. The back, 6 feet. The clubhouse. Let's get right on the clubhouse. 3.5 feet. Remember originally, in the very beginning, I was saying about 2 feet, something like that. I'm now revising that to 3.5 feet. Let's look on the other side. Did it get deeper over here? 3 feet is better in the back. The shuffleboard court's 3.5 feet, so 3.5, 4 feet, and would have been a bit. He'd have been out of water. So that's the main thing. Here, I'm thinking it was 6 feet. I mean, we know what's the time? Let me say it's 5'7". Well, fuck this. 6 feet's over the average auditor. The average auditor, well, he's not an auditor though, but average person is not 6 feet tall. And I know somebody said, "What does it matter? What does it matter?" Well, it does matter. Once it's above your fucking head, you know, the whole thing, everything changes, you know. Your feet can't touch the ground, you know. All hell breaks loose. You know, you can't walk. So his plan, we talk about plans. His plan of being on the roof was not a plan. Because you don't plan, that's not a plan. It's a fucking bad idea. It's a horrible idea. But if he wanted a plan, now he would have known this. But Huck did tell him to go across the street to the clubhouse. Well, he's still been waist deep and all that shit, and for a long time exposed to all kind of shit flying around. But if we go back to the firm panel, you notice I didn't mention there's something that you see that isn't in the blue, isn't in the zone A. Here's one right here, and they submitted like a called a LOMA, a letter of map amendment to FEMA. They built their shit up and got their shit out of the flood zone. And see, this is base flood elevation. I think it was 9 feet. Yeah, base flood elevation was 9 feet for them. And what's there? Now let's turn this off and see what their elevation actually is up here. What's his elevation here? Now I want to pan speed. I need this back on. There, look at that. Isn't that something, Huck? Look at there. 10 feet. they didn't, and that's Walmart. Walmart ain't stupid. Huck is stupid. Walmart ain't stupid. Huck is stupid. Walmart ain't stupid. So they built their shit up to 10 feet. Not by, didn't you just take a wild guess? You know, they didn't want to pay the insurance rate, so they built their shit up and then submitted it to FEMA, and then they gave them they put him out. They mapped him out of it. There are some places that I look for little hot spots like this. This one here, this, and I see one here too. If you were planning, what's going on here? What's this? What's happening? What is that? Let's turn this off because there's something happening here. Let's in the chat. Let's see anybody who can guess what this is. First guess. And anybody that lives in the area. Anybody know what this is? Why is it sticking up? Why is it doing that? What is our elevation here? 9 feet. 10 feet. 13 feet. 14 feet. And it goes back down to 9 feet. It's just fun stuff to look at. Anybody? Let's look here. Anybody guessing what this is? A water park. Water park. Mini golf. STL. You cheating motherfucker. You cheating bastard. Let's take a look down. Good old STL1. Let's just take a look at it. You know, I don't even type her address anymore. I just type in Fort Myers because it's a damn shame. Just follow this inwards. So here we are. Let's get our bearings here. Let's turn the aerial on because you guys have been looking at that. So here we go. Here's the Walmart. And where was this thing at? This. Now notice Jungle Golf. Now look, it's not far, but it's right at the back end of this of the Indian Creek Trailer Park. So let's look at it again. Here it is. There it is. Now what would have happened if he came down here and beforehand, like even halfway through the storm even, You know, like here we got through this fence here. Let's say in the corner here, because I've already looked at it, so I know that there's an opening, little trail. Okay, so here we well, look at there. Let's look around here. Let's see what this. What was that? Okay, so we're already up right here, a pretty good distance, and there we are. We're up on top of the hill. Now that's be a good spot to hang out. You know, if you want to hang out, if you had to. I mean, granted, you're not protected by any walls and shit, but you could have. What is that? Those are just huts. But yeah. So apparently that's 14 feet above sea level, and 14 feet above sea level. It had been a 15-foot storm surge in that area. I think they got some of that down in Fort Myers Beach. I don't know what it's going to end up being, but anyway, yeah, you can get on ground up there, play a little putt, play putt in a fucking Cat 5 hurricane. You'd be the only one to ever say they've done that. You could actually probably just putt and probably blow uphill, depending on which way it was headed, you know. But anyway, so yeah, there's one, and if that one was a little too far away, well, they have to have another one, Smuggler's Cove. Putt, and it also has some hills, and it's up out, and it's up there. Now this one has alligators though. This one has live alligators that they like to, you know, bring the kids in and give them alligator food and feed them and shit. I don't know if they took them out, if they just let it. I don't know. I don't know what they did. I'm sure they got the alligators out of there. You know, fuck, I don't know. You could have hightailed to the Walmart. Now it'd have been a little bit more of a hike, but you know, had he known that, you know, he didn't. But just, you know, things like that. If you ever, any of you are ever in a fucked up ass situation, I don't care if you're in the Midwest, you know, except California, I don't fuck with earthquakes. That kind of shit. Yeah, you want a quick answer? Hey, man, which way to high ground? You know, give me a call, hit me up. Don't listen to HUCK. She'll just say, well, are they coming around knocking on doors? No. Well, then you'll be all right. That's bullshit. That doesn't happen. You know, they know that everybody has, you know, radio, TV, internet, fucking all this shit. The alert goes off on your phone every 5 minutes. They know that they're probably getting the message, you know. You know, they don't need people walking around knocking on fucking doors like it's 1953 to bomb raid or some shit. Fuck is she talking? But I'm the stupid one, right? Man, I'm the idiot. I'm the fucking idiot. Yeah. Well, this is stream 1 of 2, and I created a little Discord room. If somebody wants to come up, join the Discord and come up, but it's up to you guys. I don't know if I missed anything. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Gen X. You live in Earth. I don't know, man. That's fuck earthquakes. Well, that's about all I really had. I mean, obviously, there's going to be more to it as far as what they're going to go through. I'll give you a little teaser. I have concerns because Florida. Look at this stuff as opposed to a lot of areas I've seen, and that so compact. And I'm not worried about overall, you know, like out here and stuff like that, you know, like that. But where there's development, it is tight. And those roads are narrow. They have a lot of these fucking little ass, you know, mobile homes and shit. And, you know, the logistics, because, you know, typically you're going to have a debris. People like to try to save what they can and put it out on the front street. And I'm looking at maybe 30, 40 feet frontage. And all their shit's got to go out there and all the crap. Now, this may be a case where they just, I don't know how they're going to work it out with the trailer owners, you know, because the park owns the thing, and so it's a little bit different. But even getting out of the park, some of these homes, you know, this isn't too bad, but still, they're so tight. Put all that shit out on the streets and stuff. Look at these guys; they're just stacked in there. They look like they fared okay. So once we got up there, it looks like they're okay. You know, as far as their I had to go back and look and see where they are. Oh, they're outside my little area. I just grabbed that imagery for Indian Creek area because that imagery for post storm. But these guys down here, now, if you go to the Indian Creek, the Facebook page, because there's two parts. There's a part up here on the north side, and there's a middle section, and then these guys down here. And these are the ones you see them driving around, taking pictures of it, all that stuff. They got the most of it. They're, they're still 4.6 feet, but the surge and the wind. See, surge expends a lot of energy as it comes in. It's going to expend some just hitting the coastal barriers, islands. Then it's expend a lot coming through here, trying to get through this mangrove swamp marsh. And then these guys, as far as taking up a lot of the energy, the destructive energy, these guys, took a lot of that, absorbed a lot of that energy. That didn't mean it was got any less high, just wasn't as, holy shit, knocking shit over. So they really got a lot of destruction, a lot of their homes. And those are the ones you're going to see primarily of that lady driving around, and it's all the Sitka Street, Arapahoe Trail, and all those down there. And then you didn't see anybody cruise around up here too much. Because probably when, that's just what happens. People go to the worst areas. So let's see. I'm going to say hi to some people. Hey, everybody. Can't say hey to everybody. Bertie Wharton, I see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Usual suspect. What are you doing in here, you fucking idiot? What the fuck? You're just in here starting shit. Now, I'm not going to bad you. That's not what I do. Unless I can't speak for the other people. Nadia, Ellie, how you doing? Look at all these people. Fuck. Got to get out the fucking, the wrench. Somebody popped. Damn. I don't know what to say, man. I'm not going to say anything. Here's what I don't like. I'm not going to say anything when somebody gets popped, because I don't like when I get popped and then some people behind go, see you later. Don't let the door hit you. All that fucking shit. I don't do that. That ain't right. Sorry to happen to you, bird. It sucks. Let's see. Trump said, golden eyes, everybody. That's just kind of I wasn't even planning on doing this, but that bitch called me everything but a fucking dumbass. Well, I think she did call me a dumbass. And, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. At least I don't think NFIP is some kind of tax. I know what my base flood elevation is. She doesn't even know what base flood elevation is. She doesn't even know zone A, zone E. She doesn't know shit. Because all she did was grab some trailers, stick them on a pad, and put them up for rent. Something happens, let the taxpayers pick up the bill. Fuck, right? That's your fucking business model. Fuck that shit. Not my watch. That's fucked up. See, I pay one of my properties. I pay into flood insurance, and here's what I'm thinking. The back of my mind is I'm paying, and it's not cheap. And hopefully I don't ever need it, but it's not cheap. So she's gonna go down there and decide she's too good to pay for it, and then too good to pay for flood insurance and like that. And she's gonna go down. If something happens, she's gonna cash in and get some of my fucking money. Well, fuck that. Well, she found out, and that FEMA's probably looked at her, and she thinks, oh, well, it says she looked at the list of items that can prove primary residency, and she just found one. Oh, look at that, received mail. I've received mail there before. Well, look, open up your fucking wallet and pull out your license, bitch. What does it say? Where you vote? Are you registered to vote? Where is that? Where'd you file your tax return, huh, bitch? Where's that at? Fuck you. You're lying. Yep. It's the dumb. I'm stupid. This bitch is on the stream yesterday saying, fuck you all idiots. I only lived there 2 months out of the year. Two months last year. Well, congratulations. Here's your fucking trophy, Huck. You just wrecked your fucking any kind of FEMA claim you thought you had. She thinks you can have 2 primary residences. And I'm stupid. I don't know. Fuck. This is what I'm dealing with. And she's talking about a fucking tree. Oh, fuck about a goddamn tree. Okay, so the tree was there. It looks different now. Big fucking deal. 2 different cameras, 2 different exposures, 2 different fucking lenses, 2 focal. I mean, and one was fucked up, one wasn't. You know, she thinks it's Photoshop. She thinks a different tree is in there. I don't even want to spend any mental energy on why that fucking tree looks different. I don't give a fucking shit. It don't matter to me, you know. But what I do know, Huck, is that you're a dumb motherfucker to put trailers at 4-foot ground elevation at a 10-foot established base flood elevation zone in a hurricane surge zone. And when something happens, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, poor me, poor me, poor me. Gone, gone. Everything's gone, gone, gone. Not worried about anybody else. Nobody, fuck everybody else. It's gone, gone. I've lost everything except the fucking car. What? How much did that fucking caddy cost? $80,000. She didn't lose that. She made sure she drove that out. Didn't lose that. That's part of everything. Huck, when you say everything, that's an all-inclusive category of everything you own. That's everything, right? That caddy is part of everything for you. You didn't lose it. The place you went back to, Minnesota, wherever that was, that's part of everything. You didn't lose it. I don't care if it's rented or whatever. You didn't lose it. So you don't sleep on the floor up there. You got furniture. Didn't lose that. You had a place to go, you bitch. A lot of those people didn't. A lot of those people in your community, your neighbors in that area, didn't. Some of those are what they call long timers. Been there for 20 years, right? They lost everything. This arrogant bitch is gonna come on talking about I've lost everything. And I told somebody earlier I would have felt bad for her had she not opened her fucking mouth. Because I feel bad for anybody that goes through a city. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And I'm not happy that it happened to her. But her fucking attitude. Oh shit, what's happening? What's going on? I want Discord link. Okay, hold on. All right, you want the Discord link? Okay. Here we go. I just created this. It's just a dumb Discord link. What do you call it? Dummy? A dummy. All right, give me a second. Invite. I'm gonna make it a oh god. Why can't I just create a link? I'm not Discord savvy, by the way. Can I send it to someone? Ask your bartender. I'll send it to you. And can you post it? Yeah, create a link. I think you can create a link. Copy. Okay, I'll make it good for how long? Make it expire. What do you think about 12 hours? Generate new link. Copy a link. And let's see if I post it in the chat here. Because you guys are cracking me up. All right, there it is. Let's see if a new pops in here. Who's going to be first? It's like a race. It's called Fuck Huck, by the way. Swag one. Swag. Can somebody join the now? There's a live stream voice chat, but somebody can join it and see if it broadcasts through. If somebody wants to join. Oh, do I have to assign a link? Do I have to assign a role? Let's see. Let's see. I'll swag. See if I can't give you a role. Role live. All right, swag. Can you pop in a live stream? All right, there you go. Let's see if you're. Did you say something? Let me see if you're popping through the live stream. Oh, really? Is that a fact? Oh, I think I'd. Well, I just set this up real quick. I think I had to go to my Discord settings and uh, allow it to pipe through. Well, that sucks. Well, at least I got to work on that. Do it together. Don't know why. I mean, it seems like you should be going through, but I believe you. Oh, Shiva's in here. Let's give Shiva a roll. He'll tell me what I'm doing wrong here. All right, Shiva, you got a roll, and Tonic. Okay, I got Shiva in here. He's gonna walk me through it. I think I snooze my voice. I got voice meter. Discord is fully operational, so it must be a. Good voice chat. Ah, hey, let's try this. 1 second here. Let's try this. Let's try line. Uh-oh. How's that? Did that create an echo environment?
No, it should be
it's
good.
good here.
Oh, really?
So,
Well,
I just kind of wanted to clear up a few things. Right?
wait, hold on. Let's see if it's gone through. Let's see if it's gone through YouTube yet. Yes or no? Can anybody hear Shiva or Tonic? I don't know if I fix it or not. Guess I can pull up my phone and see.
No, they're not hearing us. Are you
give the role
reaching?
permission to speak in voice? No, that I don't.
Yeah, I did that part already.
Like because I can see us. Yeah, I can see us lighting up on the screen, but they can't hear us on YouTube stuff.
Yeah, it's a. Shiva's got to walk me through it
I
offline.
can hear us.
Yeah, it's overlay.
I can hear me. Okay,
On YouTube?
send it to her. Yes.
Okay. Let me pull it up on my phone and see.
Everybody's saying it's all good.
David,
Okay.
I'll be deadly honest with you. I thought there was no Discord, and you were just trolling your entire chat.
What? No, why would I?
When I
No, why-
joined and it said "fuck HUCK," I died. Immediately, I died.
Oh, it's
Wait.
like it's the guy from yeah, what's that? Tiger King or whatever.
Yeah. No, you wanted to clear some up, Tonic?
STL is backstage.
Okay. So I just want to clear a few things out. I mean, you can believe the chair story. I don't really give a shit, or you not believe it. That's neither here nor there. I just want to point out a couple things. Being like this was my first ever and hopefully last ever experience with any of this. I had absolutely no fucking clue how fast this really happens. If I did, I would have not been in that fucking trailer. Right? The water went from my ankles to my stomach in about 5 minutes. The time it took me to type those last messages to Huck and Steph and my dad. And
Yeah.
call the police 2 times trying to get help.
Yeah, and they were going to come out. Yeah.
Right. And so as for going to the clubhouse, by the time I got out there, by the time I actually got out of the entire trailer and was hanging on to the edge of the doorway, the water was way too high. The current would have swept me up, and I would have gone wherever that water wanted to take me. Okay.
Here's something kind of, anecdotal. You know where it's going to take you ultimately? Higher ground. I mean,
I had no idea. My
it's
fear
true.
was it
It's a
would
fact.
Send me
You-
into one of those like industrial fucking water filter things that would crush me to death.
Come on.
That was my thought.
No, the water treatment plant's over here on the it's over east. It's right up here. It's up here.
That was my fear, and so I was either go with the current.
We looked at that.
Or keep hanging on to the trailer.
Yeah.
I chose to keep hanging on to the trailer.
Let me take a break for a second. Be right
Someone
back.
asked me, was the stairs, was it one stair or was it 4 stairs? It was 4 stairs. It was not connected to the trailer. That was put at the trailer door to step in. When I had stepped out of the trailer, that thing was fucking over, in Wyoming, and as far as the area outside, the outside area. I mean, I was in a bathroom pretty much the entire time. I wasn't watching out of any window or anything like that. When I had finally looked outside, that entire patio area was filled up to what would have been my knees or my around my knees. Right. And then when I was thinking to myself, like, maybe I can just wait it out. Maybe it's not going to get that high until it started getting higher. Right. And then I was like, okay, well, it's either stay here and die or try to fucking, float it out, survive. But if I have a roof on my head and it goes over my head, I'm drowning. That's it. I can't stay in here. I cannot stay in this trailer plausibly. Right. But I mean, that's what I wanted to clear up. Is that the reason I couldn't go to the clubhouse? I was too stupid, and I didn't realize when, how fast this really happens. And this happens incredibly fast. If you get warnings for a hurricane, get the fuck out of there. That's all I gotta say. Like now I know that. Fucking horrifying, man. I don't understand this woman. This woman's fucking insane, to be honest with you. I think we all get that. There's a few people that actually believe her side, and they're dipshits. Like Polly Crispy and fucking Connie and like all your usual retards.
Okay, can I just say something real fast? Okay, I live in Florida. Okay, we did not know that it was going to hit Fort Myers until like maybe 2 days beforehand. Okay, being somebody that doesn't have a vehicle, how was everybody expecting him just to jump up and leave 2 days before it actually was going to hit? She left. She didn't want her Cadillac to be involved or whatever happened, but she left him. Him never being in a hurricane, how in the fuck is he supposed to know exactly like what to do? Like, I'm sorry, but he was by himself, not thinking straight, high on marijuana. I mean, we didn't know.
Smoking bowl after bowl trying to cope with this fucking shit. Are you kidding me?
I'm just saying, like, you didn't know that the hurricane was going to hit until a couple days before it actually hit Fort Myers. So that's all.
I was hoping to get because I was watching again. I keep shouting out this channel, Southern Life, who was recording 45 minutes away from where I was, and he was saying things like, "Oh, it might hit Tampa." Oh shit! And then like he stopped recording after like, "Oh, it's getting bad," and he fucked up. And I was like, "That's when it started getting bad." It's when he stopped recording, and I at that point I was sitting there. I was texting Steph. Because I was scared as shit, and I showed those texts today. Right, and I texted Huck. Obviously, Huck wasn't any help. She decided to say, you're fine. Put out a sign that says "not abandoned," or a real smart man would be filming the storm and making money. That blew my fucking mind. That was after she sent me a picture of her fucking vape pen in a comfortable hotel room in fucking Kentucky.
When did Huck leave? The day before the hurricane, or
he left at 4 a.m. the day before?
Okay.
Like any other accusation, I'm not here to fucking.
Right. Don't even talk about that.
That's not what this is about. I'm going through the facts here. Facts are that this happens incredibly fast. Now I know. This is not something to fuck around with. This is not something you can just fuck around with. You cannot sit on your hands with this kind of thing. It's scary and it's real.
I live just to like make this clear. I live like 70 miles away from Tampa. We lost power.
Hold on, Nathan. Why does Trunk have a fucking wrench He's sitting there talking about my ex, trying to piss me off. Fucking serious, man?
He said he went to go look for an animal. I have no idea.
Yeah, he's stepped outside for a moment. Maybe just
Jesus.
ignore him for the time being. Don't know.
Trunk, you put your wife into a fucking coma, you idiot.
I mean,
No, I'm back now.
Okay, yeah, why does Trunk Monkey have a wrench? He's fucking talking about my ex and shit, trying to piss me off.
Wait, who has a wrench? Who's doing
Trunk
that?
Monkey.
Trump. Okay, yeah, we don't do that here. I mean, so I got a man. I got to take away wrenches. Sucks. What am I doing? What's that? I'm not doing that. Oh, this is her panel from earlier. Dumb bitch. Oh, she made it private.
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah, she's genuinely scared of this.
We were telling you in chat, but of course you wasn't reading chat. So
You are so bad at reading chat. You are the worst at reading chat, David.
I agree. There's no one worse.
Somebody
than
get
me.
this man a T-shirt. Somebody mail this man a T-shirt in being the worst chat reader in the world.
I suck at it. I suck at it. I mean, I need another screen. How many screens do you have? I don't have
Just the
two.
one.
Yeah, one.
I have a laptop.
and he's lucky to have that.
How you
You're
doing?
not wrong.
How you doing, Loon?
I'm doing good, Nathan.
Lucky to have.
What I
That's
was
a-
going to say though was I live about 70 miles away from Tampa. We lost power for 4 days. We're very far away from Fort Myers. This hurricane was very real. It was like, and it even died down before it hit us. So it was very real, and it very much happened. It wasn't like he's lying about, storm surge, or he's lying about the hurricane. It
Oh,
happened.
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. What I think they put it at the third for Florida, third something like that for Florida, something like that. But yeah, there's no doubt there was a tremendous amount of, especially a mile away from the coast. There was a lot of fucking wind, and it's just
The other thing, they're saying, it was 150 mile an hour wind. The wind were gusts. It wasn't like a tornado where it was, 150 miles an hour the whole time. No,
Yeah.
it was gusts that were happening.
Yeah, they come through like that. Then
Like a tornado, it just is 150
think-
miles an hour and it's going straight through. With
Yeah, you think-
a hurricane, you get gusts of wind.
And then it stops and starts. Yeah. What?
so
okay,
I'm
Monday-
guessing because it was a hurricane, there was no danger of sharks being present in it.
No, I
That's
posted
why
a
I had a
video.
knife in my hands.
Wait a minute. I posted a video in Fort Myers. There was a shark swimming down the street.
It was a Sharknado joke as well.
Well, I'm just
God.
saying.
Oh,
See,
Shiva.
so Sunday, and Monday. So
I
You
didn't
make
do
my
that.
head hurt, Shiva. You make my head
Exactly.
hurt.
I don't know is my mic on? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
your mic's
do.
on.
Okay, sorry. But Sunday and Monday, yeah. See, they this thing took a turn. Sunday and Monday, they were still looking at Fort Myers, that area. I mean, I'm sorry, Tampa and that
Tampa.
area. And then Sunday, then Monday was moving day for this fucking thing. Monday night, and worst time of all, overnight. And so NOAA's going to put out these reports every 2 hours, every 4 hours, and then do preliminary
Absolutely.
reports, and then they do a full update every 4 hours. 5 a.m. Eastern time, Tuesday morning, the day before, they extended the hurricane warning past Fort Myers south, and there was that's an indication to people in Fort Myers and the news agencies and everybody else, get the fucking word out that you're under a warning, and warning means a good chance of loss of property and life and shit like that, fucking death and destruction, and ironically that's the time she hit the fucking road. That's when she hit the. I don't know if she got. I don't know if it was just a coincidence, but that's when they made their update that Fort Myers was now going to be on the worst side of this thing, and then the locals put out their evacuation from Zone A. I want to say 7 o'clock, and then at 1 o'clock they extended the mandatory evacuation. Yes, I know what you're saying. That's not a lot of time, but it is time. And especially for those that are in these type of structures where Tonic was, it could have easily been blown off its foundation. That fucking rickety ass thing, I'm surprised it held up as well as it did. I guess because they're so close together. I don't know. It's just so weird. because I've seen some mobile home parks just completely flattened. And I know you can get. I don't think hers was cat rated. Hers wasn't cat rated, was it?
Look, I was on the inside of that place. It was fucking disgusting. That is not those are not the pictures she sent me. All right, the pictures she sent me, that place looked immaculate. It looked fine. It looks like nothing was wrong in there. I got there, I had a table next to the couch that was full of bugs. It had little fucking swag knows what I'm talking about. They're called no-see-ums. They get all over your
and they bite you.
arms and your legs. They bite the shit out of you. I looked in the bathroom sink. There's literally bugs crawling the fuck out of it. As for her possessions she lost, there was nothing in there but fucking clothes that she hasn't worn in clearly fucking years. She didn't take any with them. She didn't care about any of that shit. She's such a fucking lying piece of shit. There was nothing of any. The only shit that was of any value in that fucking place was my shit.
Okay, and can I just say something? It's not like you came there. Like, you've already planned. Like, you had this whole thing planned for what? How long? To come to Florida, how long was this plan? Over a month?
It was planned. Yeah, about a month, yeah.
So it's not like you came
she get her fucking ass up here if she's got some questions for me.
It's not like you came just 4 days before the storm. No, you planned this a month before. This was happening before the hurricane. This is where you planned to be.
I didn't know anything about the hurricane. I think somebody mentioned it at work when I still had a job.
Thank God that now you're living with your father and everything worked out. Thank God. But it's not like you planned to go down to the hurricane because the hurricane was coming. Like, these people are retarded. I don't understand it.
See, all these people got their boats out. A lot of these people got their fucking boats out. I mean, you got a house on a canal that gets you out into the bay and then out to the Gulf. Everybody had a boat. A couple of people got their boat. This guy's boat is not in the same. It's not where it needs to be. It's not where it's supposed to be. This boat here is not where it's supposed to be. But you see, a lot of people. I don't know where I was. I wasn't in.
Nathan, you're
Discord.
not sharing screen, hon.
I'm not? What happened?
You have to watch the YouTube side to see what he's showing.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I can share it in here if you want me to. Let me share it in here, too. So that way you guys can see what I'm saying.
Just that you're about 20 seconds behind, like normal.
All right. Now you're good. You should be able to see it now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything? And so, what was I saying? Yeah, so I don't know where I was over the weekend. I was off doing other shit, and Monday is busy, but I didn't know. I honestly did not know that you were stuck, that you were being left there, and that nobody conveyed to you the urgency of getting the fuck out of there. I mean, I wish I'd have known. Or at least got you to a better place.
On my phone, right? Multiple messages on my phone. I should have adhered to those.
Yeah, well, or at least get you to a better place than where you were.
I didn't know. Like, I had all my shit. That's my thought was like, do I leave all my shit behind? That's everything I fucking had to my name. And Huck kept saying it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Well, it'll just be fine. Like they'd been through a hurricane before, I guess, and it didn't get this high. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You won't die.
Well, now they had Irma and Charlie. She definitely wasn't there for Charlie. I think that was like 2004. No, don't quote me on Charlie. It was mid 2000s. She wasn't there for that. So that was probably the worst one to hit Fort Myers, like a direct hit like that. And Irma came from a different path. But Charlie most resembled this one. And if you look at the path of Charlie, you'll see. And
Hurricane Charlie was in 2004.
There you go. So, yeah, I'd have at least got you. If not, I would have done everything to do to get you out of that fucking place to another location. That you didn't. I know. What was your mobility? Did the e-trike work? Did it bike? Obviously you didn't have a car.
The e-bike didn't have a key. She had to send the key from Minnesota.
So that didn't work. So
it was basically my feet or nothing.
On feet, yeah. We could have walked you to a better place, no doubt about it. And I imagine there's probably some people up here hunkered out at this Walmart because it is higher ground, and I don't think they even took water. Now there's some businesses around Walmart. There's an Exxon station and another gas station. Call the gas station, they don't answer. That tells you something. The other gas station, they don't answer. The Walmart answered, and so they're in business. And I called them, not long after, a few days after, so they're open. But yeah, this is wouldn't have been that bad to walk to the Walmart to get there. But yeah, you'd have been hanging out around that fucking place. But you could have got around this old nook and cranny. You could have hung out over here,
Yeah, but
It
hindsight's
doesn't go in
2020,
here.
and like
No, I know that.
it's
I'm not,
easy to
I'm
say,
not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying these are the things that
Right.
should have been stressed by HUCK, by officials. I don't know what he was listening to, that he didn't get the word that it was. It didn't sound like that they were conveying how serious this was. I don't know.
To be honest, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I feel like he was in his own mind. He was just moved there. He was smoking weed. He was having a good
That's not
time.
good.
He was like,
Smoking
people these
weed
days
during
don't watch
hurricane.
the news. Like, I'm sure a lot of us around here aren't really paying attention to the news. Like, we're on YouTube, unless somebody in Discord says, "Hey, there's a hurricane coming," I don't know.
But he's watching that stream. I mean,
I was watching that stream. I saw it, and like I thought I was like, okay. I thought like, oh, it's going to Tampa, and then he's like, nope. Turns out I was wrong. Oh, sorry, and then cut off stream.
once it starts happening,
You've got
it
somebody
starts.
backstage, by the way, Nathan.
I don't see Paige. What SDL? What's going on, buddy?
What's up? She's in chat.
Yeah. Why don't you tell her
All
to
right.
get up here, buddy? She wants to ask me some questions. I'm waiting.
Who
You
does?
can ask her. She hears you.
No. You get her up here, bud. I'm waiting.
So why did Huck tell you to like, oh, it's fine, it's okay, but then she takes the hell off out of there, running away from the hurricane?
She's worried about that car. She was thinking flood. It was low hail damage, flood damage. She was worried about that car.
Well, she's worried about the car, but not Tonic.
Yeah, exactly.
You have more people waiting to come in, Nathan.
I thought it took care of shit.
And the other thing that piece of evidence that I saw, or you showed a screenshot that kind of shows you kind of where her mindset was. In some DM, it says, "Why don't you take videos? You can make a lot of money off of."
She said verbatim, "I'm getting out of here. I don't want to ruin my car."
That's fucked up on so many levels. That is so fucked up.
What I don't understand is why she didn't just take you with her. Like, she doesn't have to take you all the way home with her, but she could have took you to a hotel.
She could have taken me to my dad's house.
Or that.
Hello?
Yeah. You got some questions, Paige? Fire away.
Is there only a certain allowed of people allowed to? Okay, never mind.
It's up to 99. You can have 99 people.
Well, I just seen him like playing around, like pushing people here and there. Okay, go ahead. So you guys can.
Yeah, go ahead, Paige. Let's hear it. Yeah, let's hear all your
What's up?
questions.
What's going on, Tony?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, well, did you not see my questions in the chat?
Oh, you know what? Go ahead and repeat them. I was a little busy.
Oh, well, you seem to have noticed them since you wanted to call me out with questions, but didn't want to answer.
Yeah, go ahead. Fire away.
I don't remember what I was asking exactly. And you don't either. I think the first thing was you said you lost your laptop and your Switch and everything, but you had said that you had gone back after you left the shelter to get what was in the pink tub. What was in the pink tub?
I had no. That was before. Sorry, after. Okay, so how it happened was I stepped outside right at the day after. So I looked to the side out of the window that was there before, and see my wallet was in the water. I picked that up. And I left. I left the trailer, and I went out to find somebody with possibly a phone. When I found somebody with a phone, I called the fire department. They came and they said, "Hey, it's not a medical emergency. Go fuck yourself," basically. When I had met the guy, Brother John, who had given me a ride to the shelter, I went back, right, with Uncontrollable around 3 in the morning, that place. And I had got my tub that was still in the trailer.
Yes. So your laptop and your Switch weren't in the tub?
No, my laptop was sitting there in the living room, completely waterlogged. And my laptop was also waterlogged. I remember opening it up and throwing it across the room because I was so fucking mad about that. The laptop's still in there.
Okay.
The Switch
anyway,
is on the ground in front of the trailer.
So that's why you decided to replace them, because you lost those things.
How do you know I replaced them?
You said so.
Did I?
Yeah.
Show me.
Oh my god.
That's
Okay,
what I
are you
thought.
denying that?
I'm not saying
Like,
I
why
did
are
or
you
didn't.
trying to fucking hide it? Who gives a shit? Whatever. It's your money. Do whatever
Apparently
want with
you
it.
do.
Well, I'm just pointing out facts. You're the ones trying to hide the facts. Why?
Hide what? That I can do what I want with whatever money I have? Do I fucking
just
come to
said
you
that.
and talk about the
I
money
just
you
said
fucking
that.
spend on shit?
You can also talk about what you buy with the money, and I'm allowed to
not. You need to
ask
stay
you.
the fuck out of my business.
Oh my god. Stay the fuck out of my business. You're literally on a live stream every fucking minute of every day talking about this shit. So if you
Yeah,
want
every
people to
minute of
stay out of your
every day.
fucking
Yeah,
business and
totally,
stop talking
totally.
about it. Fuck that. First of
I
all.
should have a waffle fight.
I mean, maybe if rather than arguing, like if you're able to
Get fucked
formulate
with a
the questions,
spear, Paige.
He's been.
if you're able to
Okay.
formulate the questions that you have, Paige.
I don't. He's calling me out about things I was asking in chat, but yet he doesn't even know what he wanted to call me out about. So that was my specific question. Now he's getting mad at me about the specific question.
Because you keep badgering into my business. You're trying to get some fucking dude from some news place. I don't want to fucking talk to this asshole. You know, I know what you're doing.
What am I doing, Tom?
You're trying to get me to tell some story, and then you're gonna try your best to debunk it, and then I don't know what's your gotcha then.
Why wouldn't you want to tell your story to a large audience? I don't understand.
Fuck the news.
Okay, fine. So you told me that you didn't want to talk to this guy one time, and have I badgered you about it since?
You wrote an entire fucking blog about this guy in fucking
About
Masshole.
this guy?
Yeah, Dutch
No.
Doyle fucking sent me the screenshot.
I wrote a story about
No one
you,
writes that much
and I sent
without
it
wanting
to
something
a bunch
out
of
of
different
it.
news
You
stations.
want something out of it.
I don't
This
want
is who
anything
you
out
are.
of it.
You always
Who
have
am I?
ulterior motives, and then STL's
Oh,
just
I
there to cover
always
your
have
fucking
ulterior
tracks every single time.
Okay,
You
be
are
more
not a
specific.
good person, Paige.
What would
You will
I get
never
out of
be a
it?
good person.
What would I get out of it? What would I get out of it?
You got me, man. You got me.
Yeah, exactly. But you're accusing me of that when you have no idea what I would possibly get out of that.
When you
Which
and
is
Teresa
nothing.
are making the same fucking case, it's really fucking suspect.
What case? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
you gotta talk to the news. Why don't you talk to the news? Obviously, you're lying if you don't talk to the news.
I never said that. I never said that.
And you're sitting here believing HUCK about these claims, these accusations?
Yeah, that's a total bullshit too. When have I ever said that? Never, period. Now you're just lying.
So you're saying that you don't believe him or you do?
I'm saying I have no way to prove it either way or not, and it's not my business. If she
Okay, so you believe her. That's fantastic.
if she thinks that something happened to her, then she needs to take it up with the authorities.
She's
not
clearly
with
on
YouTube.
video saying he just missed the opportunity to take advantage of me while I was drunk. There's video of that.
I'm not commenting on any of that stuff. That is beyond, I think, what we should be discussing on YouTube. And I think you discussing her private parts on YouTube is disgusting too.
Yeah, we try it.
Yeah, so that tank came dislodged and it moved. It was here behind this little fence. It came dislodged and it moved just a little bit north. Kind of moved north a little bit. But I don't think that's a tank that ain't the tank you were talking about, huh? Tonic? That's not the tank.
What?
If you click on Naven's live, I mean you can see it on YouTube as well now. He's kind of asking if this is the propane tank that struck the side of the
Oh, sorry, I'm not looking at the stream.
trailer.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, the propane tank, the one that was flipped upside down and hit the fucking trailer. Shit
Well,
almost
that-
crushed
so-
me to death.
Not what that big silver one.
Not the one from the clubhouse.
Not the one from the club. This was like, I don't know where that one came from. I just know that it fucking almost hit me and it woke me right up.
It probably came from somewhere else.
The only thing I can think about is like, Jesus Christ, if I was fucking 2 feet closer to that, I would have died.
How big was this tank? Like 4 feet? I mean, how big?
What? That tank was huge.
Well, we can cruise around here and see if it came from this area. Here's another clubhouse. Are they missing a tank? They don't even have a tank. We figure this fucking. We gotta find because we got the before and after now. If we can find out who's missing a tank, that's not a tank.
I'm just saying, one of the reasons I'm so mad about this page is I never asked to be on the
somewhere.
news or anything like that, but you just fucking pressed that for whatever fucking reason to push your agenda because you're a piece of shit.
No.
Is it because you take a lot of shit being friends with her and you like her?
First of all,
Absolutely not. Not after this. Not after what she's been doing.
No, he's saying before. Are you upset because you guys were supposed to be friends?
Is that horseshoes?
Yeah, until she started saying that I was a fucking liar and shit.
I said that I think
It was a scam. It was a scam by me, Andrew, and Steph.
Yeah, I found it strange that the whole lady at the
I find it
shelter
strange that your
had
mom
the
even bothered
only
giving
had the
birth
only
to
working
you.
Hey,
hold
be
on,
quiet.
had the only working cell phone in the whole area, and that you decided to make a brand new YouTube account in order to comment on one of Steph's videos. I'm just telling you what I found strange. I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to say that it looks strange to me.
Well,
And
if it
you're
makes you
allowed to
feel
say-
better, Tonic,
And
I
you're
did meet
allowed
her.
to say, well, it's not strange, whatever, okay?
Page B, how many phone numbers do you remember?
I'm not saying that he should remember someone's phone number. I'm saying that there are a lot of
His dad's number.
discrepancies
I'm just saying.
between those stories, and I think it was strange that this woman, whoever she was, didn't have a YouTube account, decided to make a
The one
YouTube
that you
account for
doxed?
Tonic.
That
Why
one?
did no? And see that, and that's another thing. They're trying to say that I doxed this woman. I have no idea who the fuck she is. Her name was posted on Steph's channel. She left it up for days and days and days, and then they started to try to blame me for doxing this woman's name when it was the name of the YouTube account that was still posted on Steph's channel with Tonic's comment on it for days while they were telling me that I was doxing her. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
It wasn't one of those big tanks. They're still there. They survived. They're still there. See.
Nathan, you have somebody waiting.
Okay, corrosive.
Hey, am I able to give my official comments on this, Nathan? How are you, buddy?
Here you go, corrosive.
So I think I'm glad Tonic is safe. My heart's go out to people who were affected. A lot of things, like a lot of negative things about Tonic that I'm about to say, he's owned, which is good on you. But the way I look at it is like one of your best friends is Capgun, and this woman called him a chomo for months. So it does make you a stupid fucking idiot to want to have sex with her, to do that every time you saw her. God knows what you did with her. But you've owned it, though. And I just think that's a bad look,
She went out of her way to apologize to Capcom, but that shouldn't have been good enough. I understand that.
I wouldn't have met up with someone who called my best buddy a chomo. I wouldn't. That's just me. I'm sorry. You've owned that, though.
There's realistically nothing I can do to own that. I just got to live with that.
Did she have?
No, I agree.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And
I'm surprised that Capgun is still my friend. To be honest with you.
So am I. That's because he's an awesome dude. And the other thing I will say, there definitely was a change with Huck from Hearts and Prayers to Tonic to seeing everybody want to support Tonic without Tonic authorizing it or being aware of it. So this fraud thing is kind of out the window, considering Tonic wasn't the one pushing it. Whether or not he had others push it, I don't know. There's no proof of that, so we can't say that. I definitely think there was a turn in events when that happened and the story changed and rewriting history occurred, which is unfortunate.
So what are you claiming has been rewritten specifically?
Fucking someone and then claiming rape.
Right, okay. So you're saying that Huck is rewriting history by...
Yeah.
I mean, I have the video of the night that
allegation.
happened. The footage speaks for itself.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have sex with someone and brag about it and flirt for months and then go live with the person, make sexual connotations,
And
have sex with them.
I never intend to put out this person's nudes or the video, but they did send that shit to me countless times.
Well, it's probably best not to probably best not to mention them. Then, do you know what I mean? Like, just don't.
I mean,
bring them up.
what are you supposed to assume though, Shiva, when somebody sends you that shit? That they don't want to have sex with you?
I mean,
I've always said
I don't want to have
normally when they
sex with
send a
you.
pussy
Here's pictures of me naked.
Here's my pussy that you won't fuck.
Yeah. Oh, you got me. Ooh, troll of the year.
Yeah, I mean, especially if that was been, supported by text-based communication indicating the same thing.
This whole thing's a mess. I don't want to do any more streams on this. I'm sick of this. David did his shit, and he went through the facts. Man's got class. Got class for days.
And I've been saying that since the beginning. Let's talk about the facts only. Right. All this other fucking pussy's dry. He touched me here.
Hey, your
I'm not here to discuss.
Yeah.
If anything, Kurosa's pussy is drier than Huck's.
Yes, I guarantee mine is. I just wanted to interject and say, Tom, I think you've got an opportunity here on a neutral platform, which has a lot of respect, which is Naven, to put your back down for a few minutes and answer questions that people have without getting personal with them. Just
you're right.
Answer the questions, because I mean, there's a lot of things that sound hinky. Now, I realize, having been through some pretty bad storms, stuff gets weird and goes sideways, and things that people haven't been in them won't ever believe happen. I get that, but there's a lot of people who have questions about things that just don't seem to add up, and maybe just explaining it from your perspective without getting all defensive about it would go a long way to helping that.
I'd be more than happy to answer any actual question.
Wait a second, real quick here. These guys on the very north end here, I don't know if you've been watching, but look, they are.
David, can I just say I've been watching the stream, and how different, like the grass, the trees, everything looks before and after. Every single time you change it from one scene to the next scene, you're flipping back and forth. Everything looks different. The trees look different. The grass looks different. Everything looks different. So everybody say that's not the tree.
Yeah, right. It does look different. Yeah, but these guys up here, ground elevation is 7 feet. He's 6.9, 7 feet. Now, if he put his up 4 feet, I think these guys, anybody who might have survived this thing is somebody up here. These 4 or 5 guys up here that had, if they raised it up 4 feet, just 4 feet, I imagine they came out okay. Look, this guy's at 7. His ground elevation is 7.2 feet. All he needed to do is raise his 3.
It's probably like that because of the roadway next to it. They put that road in before that RV park, I bet.
Well, it was higher ground.
They're getting some of the
it was higher natural ground.
Build up of the grade from that road, that large road right there.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, you also get slight hills from where they excavated for those retention ponds.
That's
so
right.
They dug them out. So they'll just move that dirt to the side and build on top of it. And the other thing to remember about storm surges when they hit,
higher. Just natural
terrain features have a lot to do with how deep it gets in specific spots. While water does find its own level, when a storm surge washes in like that, it's like watching waves on the ocean. It'll be higher in one spot and lower in another spot because of what's under it and how it's breaking across like rises and lowers and stuff like that. It's not like a flat sheet of glass that comes across always.
Well, see, what I was going to say is just naturally, before any kind of construction, naturally, it's at 3.6 feet, and get out here, it's at 1.1 feet. So that just before all this development and everything else, there was a natural slope upwards this way to begin with. And then, like I think this Corrosive was saying, when they dug these retention ponds, to build all this up, because like I said, they built it out of this swamp. This is what they do. They come into a swamp that is about 2 feet, 1.7, and 3.6, and they grab an area, this section, and they build it up. And these retention ponds, they build it up and they got that. This Indian Creek, this side of 4.5 feet was good enough, and that's what they did. But these, I think, were naturally higher to begin with, even without that road and without the development. And it's just a nature of just how it is. I think anybody came out on
Can I just stress something real quick? I do want to say I appreciate all the donations. I don't need any more at all, please stop donating to that specifically. If you really feel like you have to donate to a charity, donate to the people that actually need help. If you want to donate to me for the show, that's the show. But for this has all been taken care of, and I thank all the people that did help me get my stuff back. Okay.
No,
I want to make that perfectly fucking
Tonic,
clear.
let me stop you right there, guys. I want to go on another cruise since we all know I scammed on Tonic's Cash App. Please keep donating to me via Tonic. I'm joking.
But in all honesty, like, look, that should put this shit to bed. What I bought with the money is insignificant. All right. Listen, it was all crack. Okay, you got me. I bought a lot of crack.
See, and that's why people have a hard time believing you when you come on here sincerely, because you go right into that with exactly the same.
I know. I'm terrible. But in all honesty, I actually was able to get all of the stuff I needed back, and I cannot tell you how much that means to me. Because I think one of the most heartbreaking things was when I saw my base completely covered in water, and I had that thing for over a decade. And that thing was like a family member to me. So to lose it hurt a lot. Everyone who donated, I thank you so much. Money in the future, that is because you enjoyed the show. Please, for the love of God, stop donating for this. I don't need anything else. I've gotten more than enough. I thank you. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
So, what are the chances that the propane tanks that you saw or heard were the ones on the side of the trailer that looked to be on, what, maybe 8-foot hoses? Could have been floating up and just banging on the side of the house?
Yeah, it was a huge one. It was enormous. It scared the living shit out of me.
If you laid down to it, was it taller than you? Like, if you laid down?
Yeah, it had to be bigger than me. Like, if I was laying down next to it, it would have been my size, if not bigger.
These individual trailers, I mean, there might have been an RV that pulls in, probably had a tank and got away from them or something like that.
It might have been like the 50-pound ones and not the little 20-pound ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big summit right there.
No, I doubt it was that big ass one.
Well,
one like that. I think he's talking about like
still there.
And not like a grill one, like the ones that are on the trailers that are a little bit bigger than that.
Like, I looked at it, it would have crushed my ribs, and I would have went down. I would have drowned right fucking there.
I mean, I wasn't there. I can't say for sure.
Now, she's
but I don't think that it was a 500.
Yeah, that size. Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
I just thought of another one. Here's another thing that pissed me off so bad. In her little, I don't know if you saw my comments in her stream. She pulls up on her phone. Like, look at this. This is real time. This is real time satellite imagery. I'm like, you dumb bitch. It's not real time. And she's, of course, I'm an idiot, right? What the fuck do I know? Because
all she did was prove herself wrong.
So isn't that not the tree that doesn't exist right there in that real time satellite image you're looking at? Are we not seeing the top of the tree?
No, she's talking. No, she's talking about the weed. The weed tree is different. Not the palm tree. The weeds. She's saying there was no tree there, but she's talking about the weeds that are now all dead and all that. She's saying the weeds and the tree. I'll send you two different pictures, Chris.
So she's ignoring the giant palm tree right there in the corner, which is what all of us are talking about, and talking about that 2-foot scrub weed that was growing along the side and claiming that is what he climbed up on. Okay.
Yeah.
And that he sat on a chair during the hurricane on 150-mile wind.
Can you put up the picture I showed you? I sent you.
How did you send it to me?
DMs.
Yeah, let me see.
One of the first things I sent you when we started.
Okay, let's see. I gotta get the stream out of the way.
Okay, corrosive. I just sent it to you. She's saying this bush, the last one, and that one. She's saying the top one, that tree. Where did that tree come from? They put that tree in there, but it's the weed.
Yeah, this is a trash tree. This grows like a weed. This little nasty shit.
Yes.
Yeah. It grows like fucking crazy. It could not be there in July and then be there in August, and it could not be there last year and be there, But this is the thing. She says that this tree is not the same as
There's the chair.
Yeah, I know. But she's saying this tree does not It's not the same tree. Also,
Now, Tonic, CSI Doug has determined that you went back and disturbed the crime scene by hucking that chair, pardon the pun, up on the roof. Afterwards, you went up and threw it up there to sell your story, sir, and you added
There's
gutter.
the gutter that was bent for my fat ass squibbling up there.
There were no gutters. Huck did not have gutters. You added those gutters to sell your story.
Oh my god! And if you look at that
As well
apartment,
as
in
the
bed, there's a
broomstick.
fucking bike helmet.
why do you?
Well,
take
wait
out
a
some-
minute. The
You
broomstick
should wrote
right
it.
there is hanging off the edge. That is actually in
grabbed
one of
that.
her pictures. No, it's actually in one of her pictures, which is very funny.
You should have wrote Tonic was
They
here.
didn't want to show the chair on top, so they cut it off to where it was just right above, but it showed just that broomstick, which is kind
So
of
in that satellite photo you just had, Naven, it looks to me like that chair would be under the crown of the palm tree in the picture.
the palm exactly.
Like, look, like I was on a lower end of the roof. That's why my ass didn't blow off the fucking roof. All of that wind was being caught up by that fucking ledge right there.
Hold on. She's got a claim against you. That roof was perfectly straight. And your fat ass got it, and you dented it. You bent it. She could sue you for that. Damn.
Because I'm fat.
He is the one. Wait a minute. To be fair, he's the one that held the house down, so it didn't go away. So she should be happy it still has all four walls.
Why did you not throw her antique dresser up there, Tonic? That's what we all want to know. Why?
Or my tub that I magically carried up there like an otter carrying its young. Like, are you kidding me?
Maybe
That
got some pictures.
dog. I was going to say that cylinder in the background. That wouldn't have been the one that passed you, would it? But Nathan's dipped the picture now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I delete it, or is it just gone? Gone. There it is.
There it is. Right in the back. If you go to where your mouse is and scroll in, is that what passed you, Tonic?
I'm sorry, what?
No, that didn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you zoom in and enhance, Naven?
If we all say enhance, will it happen?
And move.
Because that looks about.
No, that was.
That's
sitting,
bigger.
That was sitting
Is
just
it?
a little bit to the left. That.
Yeah,
part of
it was over to a little bit tiny to the left, and it just scooted a little.
It does look like it's been moved.
Well, here it
Because
is right
normally
here.
rust is on the bottom, innit?
See, here it is. Here it is before, Loon, right here. Behind this fence, two panels. One panel got blown away. Wait, hold on. Let's take another look at this. Okay. There's
That
two
could have
panels.
moved with the
Well,
force of the waves. That could have
one,
come,
two,
hit the house, woke Tonic up,
panels.
and then been
Now
hit
watch-
back over across the road.
Now watch where it is. And see where it. See
I'm
where
not
it was?
joking. I'm being serious.
No. If you look, you see
It
how it
moved.
only moved like 2 feet.
Yeah, it didn't move
Maybe
much.
4.
Yeah, it moved a little bit.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I
The
thought
only
you were
part of my
kidding. I'm
story
sorry,
I actually exaggerated was that I said the water was 15 feet because I'm not a fucking meteorologist. I don't know how to measure the water in a
No,
hurricane.
all you need
Obviously,
to
it
know
was
is if
15
it's over
feet.
your head or not. You know, that's if it's going to be over your head. That's all you need to know. You know.
Well, so that video that Huck put up from that stationary surge cam in Fort Myers, it was downtown. It was aimed toward the high rise, I think. That I looked those cameras up. They were mounted 8 feet off the ground. The water crested above that camera before it went out. So there was at least 8 feet downtown in Fort Myers Beach, because that's where that camera was mounted.
Yeah, I think they got more, but yeah, that's remains to be seen when they get done with it. But I'm pretty confident this area got definitely more than 9, probably less than 11, and I'm thinking 10.5, just based on. I didn't look at this.
You
pool.
is
What
one
it?
lucky
Wait, here's a
fox.
pool. Oh, that's
I know
this
that.
before. This beforehand.
I know that.
This is pretty, but
I'm glad you are.
yeah, my bad. And this is after.
I have a chance
Yeah.
to learn that most people didn't. I think the death toll is up to almost 80.
Yeah, I've been.
I thought they said over 100 earlier today, but that may be across the whole state. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So I think this pool survived. I think this pool is okay, and that's why I keep saying because of that. I think that it got less than 10.9, but higher than 9, based on that and some other things. in this area. I don't know about Fort Myers Beach, and I don't know about anything north of that, because barriers come into play, and you know, roads that are raised, and then that they have culverts and where the culverts are, and things like that. And try to stay within. It's called like a catchment polygon. Try to stay within a watershed, and then within a catchment polygon. I call this a catchment.
Fort Myers Beach is right there. It's in the bottom left-hand corner.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, so, and that's all flat. The green, like to us up here in the north, when you see that green, that usually means there's a hill. Now that's just old seafloor.
What had my profile room? This was working earlier today, but it's not working anymore.
Oh my god, I'll never hear the end of the
I know.
sponsored comments.
I know how that feels, Nathan.
Oh, you do? You really?
Things,
Sorry to hear
working
that.
earlier today, but not working when you actually need them to work.
Sorry to hear that. Hate that.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Well, guys, all right. Well, that was more than I meant to do today. I was going to do 2 streams on this thing, but oh well. And there's still more to talk about. I wanted to keep it kind of focused, and I understand people like to talk about the other things, but keep it kind of focused on, why I was upset hearing her talk the way she did. And when I asked her some simple questions at first, then she went full HUCK on my ass, right? Like, you dumb motherfucker, Navin. Well,
Can you explain to me, because I'm a dipshit, how she fucked over her FEMA claim?
Well, you had to, first of all, okay, if you have flood insurance, well, there you go. You got a policy, you deal with it line item by line item, and that's that. If you don't, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, were you in a flood zone? And if you say no, well, then you're going to be in a more sympathetic category, because you weren't in a flood zone, they weren't requiring you to get it, and it was that bad of a storm, and they put you in a more sympathetic category. She didn't meet that either. So she's now one that didn't have flood insurance in a flood zone and a surge, a special hazard area, and still didn't have it. So she is supposed to play the groveling, humble role, but she's not. She's playing this demanding bitch, like, I'm gonna go get my check. How many times I know I heard her at least 3 or 4 times in the past 3 days that she's gonna get a check, and that lights people that know me. That lights my ass on fire, because that's bullshit. Yeah. Nothing's for free. You don't get.
Well, I want to point out that some people are saying I'm going to claim a FEMA. No, God, no. I don't even know how to contact them. I don't ever plan to contact FEMA for fucking anything.
She actually said that. She said you'd get a check and she'd get a check, and the check you'd get would cover everything you lost. I don't know where she got that, but she said that initially.
Yeah, and, I mean, that's what I was trying to tell you, Tony. Like that screenshot you have of her saying, I think it's between her and Steph, and she's like, I don't know why he doesn't stay there and get video so he can make money.
Yeah, she said that to me.
And that was like during the 28th when the storm was hitting. Like that shows you, like, oh, instead of getting out for safety, stay there, make a video, and make some money.
Right, that's a reminder.
Absolutely.
And that's what, as I was going to say, that going on is that now she has to play this role. She has to play this role of what type of residence was this that you didn't have flood insurance and were in a flood zone. And now what type of was this? And she's basically cornered as far as her options here. And if she doesn't say primary residence, which I've known people who also have been in a flood zone, primary residence, only home they had, and they didn't have flood insurance. Well, what FEMA typically does is they look at the situation, and it gets a little tricky because assets come into play. What your, whether you're, it comes into play, almost like what do you have? What's the fucking deal here? And they look if it's a means test type thing, and then they may issue, okay, here's a little something, $5,000-$10,000, and they offer you an SBA loan, low interest loan, to get back on your feet. But she's not meeting that category because it's not her primary residence. Now she's doing everything she can do to make that her primary residence by claiming some kind of mail that she received one time, whatever. Yeah, bitch. She's talking about somebody. She said, yeah. I said, somebody. That's not going to work because now that would have worked for somebody who is renting property. and that was the only place they rented, like a college student rented an apartment or a house and didn't have flood insurance because she's not the property owner, and let's say didn't have renter's insurance. Well, okay, let's see, you got a phone bill, you got electric bill, all this thing, you got, and then they'll work with her, they'll work with that person. But she's not. They're gonna dig deeper than just a fucking bill on her.
Right.
If she,
Yeah, I mean, they're going to look at it and say, look,
deeper.
you have a property here and a property there and property, she's bragging about how she has 7 properties or something, right?
Yeah, right. And this dumb bitch just yesterday, last night, whatever it was, says, for whatever reason, which we have downloaded and copied, that she only spent 2 months there this year. Well, that's not going to work, So
now,
her new deal is, as she's saying, she was just trolling us. That's her deal now. And how many times have we heard that, guys? Oh, I'm just trolling you guys. I'm just making them drive them crazy by saying I was going to go for FEMA. I'm not going to FEMA. She acts like she's going to go to some other, but anyway, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you go back to, I believe it was Authority Checks panel the night after the night Tonic was found, that night. So that would be Thursday night. She states that she had 7 investment properties. Bubba, 7 in Florida. Have you researched any of the other 6 to find out how much damage there was? Because strangely, we haven't heard a word about the other 6 investment properties in Florida she claimed to have.
The only information
didn't even own the one.
The only information I had, and that's one thing that's hard to prove that she did. It's hard to prove that she didn't, because she was not a real property owner. She didn't own real property. She didn't own real estate. She ran these little paths. Now the word I got, and this is totally just rumor, and I don't even want to assume that it's true. I don't know where it came from, but is that they were not here. Oh, by the way, there are some B&Bs in here too, by the way. Think about that for a second. How much, you think a B&B person is going to go run to FEMA and ask for fucking money if it's a whole home B&B kind of thing? No. It was in a place called Tropicana, and I'm not, like I said, it's just hearsay, which is another park, which is actually a nicer park. I want to say, is this Tropicana Boulevard right here? Oh, there it is, Tropicana. Now this is, let's take a look at it. That they were in here, but I'm not sure.
While you're finding that, the other thing that I found interesting was while nobody could contact anybody from the area, the owners of the RV park contacted her and waived the lot rent for this month because of the damage from the hurricane. That was very nice of them.
Yeah, so
These are larger. These are larger and nicer, and you can see that this is. I wonder how it fared. This turn. I don't. You can't really tell unless you look at the imagery, but.
And also, this whole story about I couldn't get back in there.
I mean, do too well, did they? Jesus.
Uncontrollable's the one who drove right in there,
Yeah,
right?
damn.
There was no police, no nothing. The guard booth was trashed.
Gotta take it back.
We just drove right the fuck in there, and it shit looked like Silent Hill.
This place is fucked up. I thought, I'm gonna take it back, man. Man, this might be some of her shit right here too.
Can you use a reference from the 1950s, please?
Who?
Tonic, otherwise
Shit
Nathan
looked like a
won't
Zeppelin
understand
fucking
it.
bursted into it.
Oh, the humanity.
I'm just saying, I don't believe for a second that she owned another property in Florida unless she shows dated rent receipts from the last month. I do not believe it for a minute.
Man, this place got walloped.
Yeah.
Look, it took water too. Look at that.
Very
I
true.
mean, what the missing houses weren't a clue.
If that's across a golf course, this thing went way far north. It's outside the. Now, see, I downloaded that shit that everybody has on that app. That post Ian imagery that everybody's bragging about. They can't zoom in away; it zooms back out. So, but for me to download, I did download it all, but to process it all, fuck. So this was taken
Shit
September.
looks like fucking just Light World and Dark World from Link to the Past. It's crazy.
And this was taken September 30th, by the way. I'll let everybody know that this scene that we're looking at here was taken September 30th. Now, I don't know what time, but you can tell by the shadows it was pretty much around high noon. I mean, look at the shadows. They're not that extended. So they're pretty much high noon around September 30th, which have been a couple days later. What was it, 28th, 29th, 30th? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday after. Anyway, well, there's that. Well, anyway, well, I guess I need to work on some shit, huh? For my when I for my next stream, pay attention to chat. What else I gotta work on?
There's a lot of juggling. It just takes time.
Oh, I don't know how. I mean, I'm not geared that way.
I think that you did a great job pointing out the facts, and you're doing this show not because you like Tonic, not because you hate HUCK. It was about the facts of what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me, you know, because I mentioned it last time. The psychology of a storm. You hear people give reports and they say these crazy things. What did the one person say the other day? That buried. Was buried in water. I'm like, what does that mean? Buried in water. I mean, I can't expect people, because they are in a state of mind that they're just lost their shit and everything else, so they're not going to really break out a ruler or a tape measure and take a Sharpie and write on the wall. So so you hear people saying kind of what Tonic's saying, and then you hear people saying like what Huck is saying. And it's not a matter of being, if you think the water was low, then you're pro Huck, and if the water's high, you're pro Tonic. It's not about that to me. It's about what actually happened. And I look at it like this.
With their story, if the water's low, nothing got destroyed. If the water's high, then it got destroyed.
No, it gets destroyed, even if it's low. But if you remember, Tonic, I was the first time we were talking, if it is, and I know it comes up fast, and you don't know what's going to happen, even when if it gets up to 3 feet, you're like, is this the end? Is there more? What the fuck? You don't know.
I'd never seen anything like that in my life, man. And I never want to see anything like it again. And
so what I guess is, if when it's all said and done, though, and people are saying it was above my head, and I think now, Tonic, I think it was above your head. And I challenge any motherfucker out there, to not knowing if it's going to go above your head is just as bad as it being above your fucking head. What would you do? Where would you go? What would you do? You didn't have you had a fucked up plan going into the thing. No fault. I mean, well, you could listen more, I guess, and kind of follow the neighbors. I'm sure they were getting a fuck, But okay, that's one under the bridge. But am I going to blame you for getting on a roof? Hell no. Not once it gets to chest level, shit like that. Fuck, I'm getting on a roof too somehow, some way. What am I going to do? Hang out in the house because there's 150-mile-an-hour wind and just drown in there? Fuck, you don't know how it's going. So I don't know. I would have definitely sat out higher ground, and I think the clubhouse was it. That's just me, And I don't think the current would have been, unsurmountable, having gone through all this and lost a lot of its energy. Not much, like a raging river. Now down here, I'm sure it was rushing like a motherfucker, But it's just it washed. I tell you what, if it'll wash you up north, you got on this thing. If it washed you to this road, you'd look to your right, you just saw that summit right here was way above water. Hung on this overpass.
Tonic, didn't I tell you to take a pair of ice skates and a freaking volleyball with you when you moved to Florida?
Ice skates.
Of course. How stupid of me.
I did. I told you that. I fucking told you that. You would have had Wilson and a way to knock your tooth out or something had there been an issue. I told you to take that shit. You didn't listen.
You're seeing all the memes, right? You're seeing all the memes coming out.
Thank you, Booty. Thank you, Booty.
Hey,
Booty, Kimmy P, everybody's making the memes. I love them. I'm not mad at them at all. I think they're absolutely fucking gold, and they're one of the only things really giving me some levity to this terrible fucking situation.
I just want to say, Naven, there was somebody else who was in that same area who said they basically climbed up on their kitchen counter and stood on top of their kitchen counter with their head up against the ceiling when the water was at its highest. And I cannot imagine being in that position, standing there, knowing water's, say, nipple height, right? And going, if this goes up 1.5 feet, I'm dead. I'm just dead because there's nowhere to go and nothing you can do at that point.
Well, I'm wondering.
So, yeah, I would have gotten outside too.
When you're on that roof, you're on the northeast corner there, and being on a roof, could you, this overpass over here is like 34 or 35 feet. By the time it gets over, they cut it off because of they want it to flow through. Could you see the overpass when you look at it over here, the Summerlin overpass?
I mean, what's weird with the wind thing? People are thinking that I sat up right in the chair. The chair is obviously tilted over because I was using the back to lay down.
Yeah, so you're probably looking at a bunch of trailer roofs and a shitload of water everywhere. And I'm just wondering if you look. I mean, did you look over here? Could you see anything sticking like this overpass sticking out? We probably didn't. I don't know. Probably had trees in the way.
I couldn't see this. Like all I could see was water fucking everywhere. I saw some trailers down the way, and I saw like the concrete blocks were being revealed as like it obviously like shattered what was covering the walls and shit like that. Like, and that's how I determined how the water was going down. I didn't know how long that water was gonna take to go down. Fortunately, it only took a good like 7 hours. Right, I was there from daylight to sundown, and into the night. That's when I kept waiting until the water was ankle high, and then I jumped down.
Yeah, I take it back. These trees are probably in the way. They probably couldn't see that. But that's something else. Well, guys, I'm gonna shut this down and get something to eat. But thanks for coming up and helping get this thing figured out.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having a sane and rational stream in the midst of the insanity. Appreciate it.
Sorry, I tried to fuck that up.
No problem. And thanks to everybody that showed up in chat. You don't have to sub. You don't have to subscribe. You don't even have to like or anything like that. Just thanks for showing up. Everybody have a good evening. Take care.
Yeah.
Good